Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final day, the final match of WCS America, where we have Hero versus Revival. Hero up 3-2. He's one win away from total victory, and I'm sure he didn't want it to happen this way necessarily, but now it's Revival, the player, with some work to do here.
Revival is going to have to figure out a way to either play Hero in that later stages of the game when both players have the large armies, or he's going to have to figure out a way to take Hero out early like he did in Game 2 and like he did in Game number 1.
Game 6 about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, the map is going to be Whirlwind, and again, the potential final game of WCS America. Of course, I am Axel Toss. I am joined by Axlav. Pleasure to be here casting the finals. And what a great final it has been so far. Again, to recap, Revival starting off, winning 2 games. Hero looking a little bit mortal. Hero deciding, you know what? I'm done losing. Winning 3 in a row. 1 win away from being the total champion. Your Bread Protoss player in the top right-hand location, representing Team Liquid. He is Hero. And his opponent in the bottom left-hand location of Whirlwind. Must win 2 in a row here against one of the best Protoss players in the world to become champion of WCS America. Representing Team Evil Geniuses, he is Revival.
The map is Whirlwind, the one 4-spawn map we have here in the WCS. This is a map where Zergs often choose to do some crazy builds based on the fact that it'll take longer for the Protoss to find them in all odds.
Cross positions here. Hero putting the pylon at his natural expansion. And cross positions on Whirlwind, you know, it's a setting that, you know, we're likely to see a longer game versus, you know, if they're close positions, you know, if they're next to each other type situation. Of course, much easier to take additional expansions as a Zerg player. Less guesswork as far as taking your initial expansions as well. We see Revival going for a 15 hatch.
I can't believe Hero's going for Nexus first here without scouting.
That's really risky.
I mean, he's up 3-2, but Revival quite frequently goes for early pulls on Whirlwind. In fact, throughout, I mean, in a lot of ZVZs, but also against Protoss, I see him do it quite frequently as well. So going to Nexus before Forge without scouting is a very risky move. Of course, in this case, it's going to be totally fine because Revival did go for hatchery first. But it's a bold move by Hero. He must think, you know what, I'm up 3-2. Revival's not going to risk the map-deciding game on an early pull shenanigan. It's going to work out for him just fine. Still, no scout by Hero. Looks like he's probably going to wait for his first unit to scout. Well, actually, no, there's 2 probes sitting down, so.
You guess that one to scout and then one to stay back and build stuff, I would imagine. Who gets the privilege of going on an adventure? Looks like that guy does.
Is it a privilege or is it
I'd consider it a privilege, man.
It's a risky privilege to have.
Yeah. A privilege to one might not be a privilege to other.
I mean, yeah, it's like the, you know, privilege to be a kamikaze fighter or something.
Exactly, right? Yeah.
Odds are, I would say only 1 in 3 probes returns home after a scout.
You know, that's a fair claim, fair statistic. I would agree.
Heroes had pretty good luck. I think 3 of the 5 games, I think his first scouting probe made it home.
Yeah, no, and his initial probes have been very feisty indeed. So poking up that ramp for a split second to see that creep wasn't there and going to back away. Very optimal scout there.
Revival has identified his opponent's not in the bottom right with the Overlord.
Yep.
And because his opponent's not in the bottom right, he's going to go ahead and take this location as a 3rd base. Of course, if his opponent was in the bottom right, he'd be much more likely to take the base on the left side of the map.
Probe is spotted. Hero going to scout out this 3rd hatchery. Might meander to the natural expansion, but I think you can kind of guess at this point. Might go check on the gases too. No, looks like he's going to stay away. Doesn't want to die to a queen.
He cares for his probes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes that track record of the majority of the initial probes surviving. And a secondary probe sneak out.
It's going to get seen.
Great heads-up play by Rival. Overlord keeping track of that exit, so he's going to know there's an extra probe hiding somewhere on the map. That
gotta find it though. This map is gigantic.
Hide and seek.
Yeah.
And
that was an awesome use map settings game in Brood War, by the way.
It was.
I don't know if do you remember it?
I do.
Nice.
There's a lot of great ones.
I know. I miss them all.
This probe had about a 30-second window to hide. It's found its spot. Zerglings are not yet looking for it.
Getting even closer to the wall.
Zelt coming and taking control of the middle. He's going to take a swipe and back away.
So I wonder what Hero's plans are here. I mean, he has that forge, so it's like, is he going to add on gateways right now? Because now would be the timing as far as, you know, you want the gateways to finish when warp gate complete so you can warp in right away. Typically, you're going to warp in a few zealots to try to be very aggressive. Meanwhile, Revival really stocking up that gas, we can see.
I think Hero's only building probes one at a time. He's got 4 gases, no tech building. We might see some type of mass sentry. I think Hero's going for an 8 gate, but Revival's going for a Baneling bust.
Oh. Hero needs sentries. Does he have a mothership core?
Warp gate's not ready yet. He does have a mothership core. It just
it
completed, but it doesn't have energy to use photon overcharge.
The force fields have to be perfect here for Hero. Revival exploding into his opponent's natural expansion, and the Baneling's getting through the wall is not going to be enough. The Baneling's trying to take out the cannons. The Ling's taking it down as well. Behind this, nothing but Lings in production here for Revival. Hero desperately trying to reset up that wall. Crisis management mode once again. Hero knows if he can defend this push, he can likely win WCS America. A bunch of gateways about to finish up here. Warp Gate needs to finish as well. Chrono boosting the heck out of that, but more Banelings in production here for Revival.
Banelings are going to look to take down those pylon walls. Probes hunting down the
them.
Zerglings in the main. Banelings are being more...
Hero looks really good. His warp gates are finishing. If he can get sentries out, he can just force field all day.
Hero has almost 600 gas in the bank. That could transition to a lot of sentries, but he needs them now.
Warp gate needs to finish here for Hero so he can warp in sentries and win this game. The Baneling's trying to explode through the pylon, getting taken out. The wall is down. The Ling spewing on through. Photon overcharge is not happening on the Nexus. There's the photon overcharge trying to keep them away. Sentries trying to take cover in the mineral line. Force fields have not been deployed just yet. They're at the mineral line. Gonna try to block entry to the ramp. Only 2 getting by. Hero pulling some probes to deal with this, and it looks like he's gonna hold.
A great defense by Hero. Just drones in the back by Revival.
Wow.
And now Hero can turn around, use all these gateways, use these sentries. He can launch a counterattack on Revival's third, and with Revival's low amount of tech and economy, he doesn't even have Zergling speed. He's going to be very hard-pressed to defend the type of attack Hero's going to throw at him.
3 warp gates on the map here for Hero. That probe at the bottom still is not deployed a pylon yet. Hero's still worried about that potential Ling Baneling aggression, playing very safe right now. Probably going to reset up that wall. Has those sentries there at his natural expansion as well. Really accumulated energy, and he's going up to a Twilight Council. So it looks like he's going to stay patient at this point in time, adding on 2 additional gateways and just wanting to get those upgrades back up and running.
Up to 5 gateways of Twilight Council, +1 weapons on the way, 3 more sentries being warped in. No Robo or Stargate. He definitely wants to put on some pressure.
Heroes up 73 to 58 in supply, motioning across the map. Revival.
Oh, the probe
Speed
at
is
the
about to
bottom.
finish.
Zerglings found it out.
They don't have speed though. Speed is not yet done, so the probe can put down another pylon. And now Revival is starting to react. 24 Lings in production. Doesn't have a roach horn, so no roach is going to happen here. Some Spire Claws going down at the third base, but is it too little, too late? So many sentries coming forward, and Hero is going to have the ability to recall. Has this mothership core in the mix, approaching 80 energy. Of course, needs 100 for that recall. Revival backing up, trying to get a few units out, and a Dark Shrine behind this. So there is a backup plan here for Hero. Revival right now focusing on trying to deal with the sentry going to back up to the ramp. Hero playing this so well right now.
Hero waiting for a few more buffering gateway units to make maximal use of those force fields. Speeding's the route, but with this many force fields, what can just Speedings do?
Oh, this is so dangerous for Revival, trying to deal with this. 28 more Speedlings on the way. The sentries enclosing themselves around with force fields, trying to stay warm, trying to stay together, trying to stay away from the terrifying Zerg swarm. Hero losing almost nothing in this engagement. He's ahead in resources lost 3,100 to 1,500, warping in a bunch of Stalkers to join in, and a Dark Shrine is 80% of the way done. So this is only the calm before the storm here in favor of Hero, taking down more and more Lings. Revival desperately trying to stay alive.
Hero continually reinforcing his attack, continually keeping his entire army alive with those force fields. Blink and Dark Shrine are almost complete. Hero just trying to keep the pressure on, keep his opponent busy while the real threat is developing.
And there they are. Nope, 4 zealots.
He actually needs to chrono boost the gateways.
I was like really excited to see the DTs.
No detection, of course, on the field for Revival, trying to upgrade his speedings. Force field so instrumental keeping these speedings off the more vulnerable sentries.
Oh, the Zealots staying in front of the force fields, realizing how efficient they are against those Zerglings, willing to try to protect their Protoss friends. And now the DTs swooping on into this third base location. Revival desperately trying to stay alive, but now the DTs swiping away everywhere. Revival, again, more crisis management. 2 Overseers in production. He has come too far to give up right now. Hero now advancing towards his natural expansion. He can taste victory. He can smell it, and he's moments away from achieving it again. Revival scrambling to come up with an answer, but There's so many DTs, so much Protoss in his natural.
Even with the DTs revealed, there's just too much Protoss. Zerg needs being massacred. Zerg base in ruins. Revival right now.
There it is. GG from Revival. Hero takes victory, falling 2 games in a row in his first 2 games, but then winning 4 in a row. And now he is your WCS America champion. Look at him. Hands over his eyes. Hero is always such an emotional player. Another victory on his belt there. What a series.
Hero, a true champion. He is your WCS America Premier League champion. Going over to Revival, consoling him a bit, saying, you know what? You did win the first 2 games, but now I had to turn up in a turbo drive, take the next 4.
He's like, Revival, the only Protoss you lost to in this entire tournament is me. Don't feel bad. And both of these players will be representing the America region as they travel to Korea next week to participate in the global finals of the World Championship Series. There's your champion. Of course, we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, with an award ceremony after a quick break, so please do not go anywhere. Once again, congrats to Hero. Stay tuned.